it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it is time for day 20, which means that we are 2/3 of the way done with Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches round 17. Crazy, huh? So today's exclusive sketch is from Sharon Bishop, and I am using my Color Rush Studio kit for the month of March. This is the Echoes of Home, which has a lot of simple stories in it. And the bottom of the sketch has kind of like some wavy lines that could be some mixed media. They could be paper. They could be all kinds of things, right? Well, I'm going to interpret that as some torn paper. So I've taken a couple of pieces of the papers from the kit and I have just torn 4 of them. I am going to stack them up on the bottom of a piece of white cardstock. And then I took my photo. It was originally a 4x6. I trimmed it down and I matted it in the cut apart sheet. So I took the yellow piece of the cut apart and just backed that and went ahead and did just the smallest little border on there. So in the sketch, the photo is in a circle. I did not use a circle, but I am going to use just one smaller photo. So, of course, my adhesive ran out, so I had to go and put some more tape runner in. And then now I have everything stuck down. I'm going to ruffle up these edges a little bit just to give a little extra texture. And then I really like the purple on the bottom, but it seems like really thick. So I will go ahead and add some of the frazzle, and I am going to use the bee frazzle just because it's cute. I am going to pop up my photo on some foam. And then in the sketch, it almost looks like there's a stitched border. So I decided to grab kind of a brown pin that goes really well with some of the colors in these papers. Like the plaid has a brown, and obviously the background of that floral is brown. So I ended up doing actually 3 sketchy lines to kind of bring that in. And then I'm going to dig through the embellishments that I have left. I have this acrylic word that says big, so that is going to be part of my title. I have this really big floral. I'm going to pull out a couple of other floral pieces to try and make some embellishment clusters. So I know that it says that the title is supposed to be very long. And on the bottom, so I'm going to move this big down here and see if I like it down there. It's not going to stay down there. But I do feel like something needs to be down there as well. So here I'm just kind of playing with the clusters. So she's got one up a little bit more in the left upper hand corner, so kind of playing with that. And then I have my photo off to the side just like the sketch, but I have this really big gap of white space that's kind of bothering me. So I decided that I'm going to take this cut apart and I'm going to cut a few pieces of it and see if I can make something work for me. So I really like this pink piece with the viewfinder, but that doesn't quite work. So I have this like favorites piece, and that one's not really working for me. So I'm going to cut a few other ones And at this point, I think I just need one to go on the left-hand side of the photo to add my journaling. So this one's like a notebook pad, so that actually doesn't look bad. And then I've got this one, but I just felt like it needed to be on the other side. It didn't look right. And so I'm going to play around with it for a little bit and then realize, I really like the fact that the label looks like it's, coming onto the page. And right now it's looking like it's just off. Like I didn't have the whole label. So I really did feel like I needed to switch that around. So here's where I add that bee frazzle. I just put some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive in a little line, and I'm just going to trim off the edges because I didn't get it quite close enough. And I love how that works. I think that's exactly what the bottom of this layout needed. So I also have a little yellow heart that I'm going to get on this layout. That is an acrylic piece as well to go with that acrylic big. So I'm going to get both of those on there. And I'm just going to add that into kind of that floral cluster. So here that big is sitting on the bottom, and there's still a ton of white space. And normally I wouldn't think that I would have a problem with white space, but this night that I was making this, I was really struggling, and I'm like, okay, well, let me switch sides because like I said, that label was bothering me. And then if I put the title down here, so I just kind of flopped everything. So not really much of a change in design, still have a ton of that white space there. Trying to add another cut apart, and that's not going to work for me either because there's this weird gap that I don't like and I don't know how to fix that. So what I decide to do is I'm actually going to put my photo in the middle. I'm going to add the cut aparts to each side, and I'm going to cut the big floral in half, put it on the top and the bottom, and then that big is going to sit on the cut apart on the left hand side, and I'm going to add the little heart to the right hand side with some florals. So I'm going to add a few of the other florals from the kit here as well. And I feel like that takes up a good amount of space. So my title, the rest of it, I will go off screen and add disappointment down at the bottom. So my whole title is a big disappointment. So for the past couple years, me and some friends, while the kids are at the bonfire for homecoming after the parade, we go and have a drink, and then we get the kids and we take them to dinner. And so this is just what we kind of do while we're waiting for the bonfire to be done. And in the past, they're like fancy kind of drinks, and they've been really good, but this particular year they were gross, and not a single one of us actually liked our drink. So it was a big disappointment. And look at all those letters I used. So here is my final layout. I will have the playlist for 30 Days of Sketches linked down below. I will also have links for Color Rush Studio so you can get your hands on this kit, as well as use my code 10Crystal, and that will save you 10%. So that's going to do it for me today. Remember to wear your crown, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.